Hello, greetings once again. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And first off, I would like to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers that are actually doing their goddamn jobs. Yeah, um, I only can celebrate Mother's Day with my wife, who is the mother of my child. I no longer have my mother, so I mean, it's kind of a heavy day for me. I did a lot of sleeping and just reflecting on what I'm missing and such. But it's all good. So I asked someone a question today, and we know what's been going on for the past couple of days. I asked him, "What do you think Kevin Samuel's mother is doing at this moment?" Because there was one of these little petty motherfuckers that kept laughing at every joke about the man and listening to all the excuses as to why all this vitriol is going on. So um, they did actually end up answering the question correctly, which gave me a shock because when you ask our people questions, that we don't want to answer or a little bit too heavy, they dance around it quite a bit, and it's sad. So during this broadcast, anybody who is watching or is participating in the chat, like I see a few people here already. Yeah, see you got Anthony Drosos here. We got Alonzo, the All Star Advisor. We got thoughts men aren't supposed to think. We have RPM, D Scott, and Phil Brad. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. What I want to do is I want to have a challenge for the chat. Is give me some ideas for positive broadcast because everybody's always like everyone's so negative. We're always party poopers around here. Blame the Black Manosphere. Blame the content creator. So give me some ideas for some positive broadcast. What you believe is positive tonight because my distinct belief after the past few days is that most of our people, and when I say our people, I mean melanated because you might not be feeling a kinship at this time, and I don't blame you. Our people pretty much already got one foot in hell, and I'm here to kind of discuss that a little bit about people who has horrible behavior, believing. I mean, they probably believe that they already have one foot in hell, and they know when they die, that other foot is going in, and they're going to burn for eternity. If you are a spiritual person and you believe that kind of thing, then hey, you know what? You know where I am as far as those lines are concerned. If you're not a spiritual person, you believe that everything ends with your time on earth, then hey, whatever. But I'm just going to talk in the context of this is just an expression. So, yeah, Steve 85 saying somebody has one foot in hell is being judged. Oh, being judgmental. Oh, okay, we've seen plenty of that. But I welcome any kind of thought processes here in BMBBH, especially if you are a black man. And I will always be one that's going to advocate that black men, we as black men, need to always push for our own media, and that those are facts because when we let and shout out to ODJ, in saying this, and he was absolutely correct. When we let someone else have the narrative, it never ends good. No one speaks highly of us, and I don't know because and I don't know because of the things that we have seen and observed, not only this past week, but with men like even George Floyd, because every a certain group of people felt burnt because George Floyd was getting national attention and not Breonna Taylor, as if it were a fucking contest. And that was some sad shit for me to have observed that, we're supposed to be competing to see whose deaths are worse, B dubs or black men. That's kind of stupid. And what I used to always constantly tell these people was the reason why George Floyd is getting such attention is because of the fact that it was recorded. Nobody's denying what happened to Breonna Taylor was wrong, or anybody else that was unceremoniously killed by the police. But the reason why those things that George Floyd got so much press, it was because it was recorded. No one's trying to sit up here and pamper and baby black men. No one. If you haven't been paying attention, then I don't know what to say for you. Or you could be lying. But I don't know. I'm a bit disgusted, right now, and I'm a bit angry. I have a bit of this, unfairness in life type of deal. But um, listen up, guys. Jariel D'Souza. So the reckless mentality they have is excused by their belief that there is no coming back. Look, man. Let me tell you something. If you are a woman who had 4 kids by at least 3 different guys of questionable character, but you want a man to sit up there and step up and help you take care of those children, by, way of giving up his resources, the bitch is gonna think that life is dealt her a bad hand, even though it's her fault that she opened her legs. So her bitterness and resentfulness will build up, and she'll do shit like visit social media, go on Black Twitter, and bitch about every black man that she can bitch about. A lot of black men do not mock BT's death, Breonna Taylor's death. I think it needs to be addressed, or it seems disingenuous. I mean, we talked about this the other night, and I've been constantly talking about it because a lot of us have been, well, not us, but a lot of these little simp lords have been saying that, well, why y'all mad because Kevin Samuels is getting mocked and celebrated in his death? There's plenty of black men who celebrate black women's deaths, which is a goddamn lie. There were a lot of people that did not agree under the circumstances of Breonna Taylor's death, like saying that she had a boyfriend, but she had a D boy on the side. She was into some foul stuff. But see, the thing is about that is it wasn't a Twitter shitstorm. It wasn't stupid ass toxic fucking female YouTubers making broadcasts after toxic male YouTubers making broadcast after broadcast after broadcast about Breonna Taylor. Oh, what up, Donnie? Officer Faulkner is in the building as well. Hey, Officer Faulkner, I tuned into your broadcast for a little while yesterday. Where you was talking to those 3 women about Kevin Samuels, and the way you handled things was very professional, and I must say I was quite impressed. Not that you don't do it like that, but yeah, man, I like the way you handled it. So I feel like that was worth commending. Uh, nah, King, they were definitely saying she got what she deserved mockingly. I got disgusted seeing those posts so many times. I got to be honest, but at the same time, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but does it even nearly compare to how they mock George Floyd and how they mock Kevin Samuels? I will have to say that's a resounding no. Yeah. And yes, there were a lot, but see, the difference between that and that is there were a lot of black men that were actually championing Breonna Taylor. When these things happen, when cops unceremoniously kill black people, there are a lot of black people that have other black people's back. Indigenous TV, what's going on? So I mean, maybe what I saw and maybe what you saw were two different versions. But black men weren't on it like that. Now I ain't gonna even. I'm not even gonna say anything like that. Jaria D'Souza, two wrongs don't make a right. Yeah, yeah, two wrongs don't make a right. You're right. Yeah, but no, I'm just bringing up to say this: whether you mock someone's death in one way or whether you mock someone's death in another way, we seem to have a people that absolutely do not give a fuck, and it's just that we always try to say this thing about we're being savages. People always want to sit up there and say we are we're being savage, we're being brutal. Well, I know my name is brutally honest. I know that, but the second word is honest. So, like I said, I'm not denying that it's happened. I'm not saying people are lying, but come on, but come on, the way they've been the way they've been celebrating and dancing Kevin Samuel's death. There's not much that has compared to that throughout history. It's not. It just isn't, and it's disgraceful at this point. And then in these celebrations, ain't nobody bringing up but Breonna Taylor. Ain't nobody doing that. They're bringing up Sandra Bland, Corin Gaines, Kanika Jenkins. Now I do remember a lot of black men saying things about Corin Gaines. I do remember that, but it wasn't to the point where there were strings of and threads on Twitter. It wasn't to that point. So I mean, Sandra Bland, no, too many brothers supported Sandra Bland, so I won't even ride with that. Kanika Jenkins, that was another one. Maybe a couple trolls, but the thing is about this is we have a very apathetic, unkind, demonic people that we deal with. Now, don't remember what I said. Come up with some ideas for some positive broadcast because I really need that right now because I don't want to be like the oh black black people problems broadcast. The black people problem show. I don't want to be that guy. But if things need to be discussed, guess what? I'm gonna discuss them. I'm getting a little sick and tired of the soft talk. I'm getting a little sick and tired of denying that we as a people we do have some problems with ourselves. So a lot of people have had bad things happen in their lives, and because of that, they feel like that they should um, project that and reflect that on everyone just because their lives are shitty. And that's just the way it is. We got these people going with this whole life is unfair bullshit. And I get it, life is unfair. But, is let me tell you something that a wise person told me. Life is not like life sucks, but it's up to us from day to day how much it sucks. And I don't know if you guys agree. You don't have to agree with me. A lot of people say life is great, and I got to tell you this, someone who's always positive 100% of the time, I don't trust a person like that. I trust a realist over anybody. Just like I trust a good atheist over a bad Christian. That's just who I am. Let's just use some common sense here. So whether you and I have, and I'll tell you this too. A wise person once told me this too. Everybody judges everybody. There is not one point in time where there has ever been a judgment free person. Even goes down to the people that you date. You're always going to judge someone. Shit. Sorry guys, that's just what it is. People judge this channel when they watch it. They're either going to say that this content is good, this content is great, or this content is garbage. I mean, shit. I like compliments, but if people say that this content is garbage, hey, I can't win them all. I can't win everyone. Shoot. And wouldn't we like to be the people that wins them all? But nobody's able to do that. Not even people like Michael Jordan. See, Michael Jordan, he was the guy that they always said was secretly funding private prisons. Even though he had a very successful ball career, he was a very successful businessman. His tennis shoe is like probably the most famous tennis shoe of all time. Just about everybody I know except me has had a pair of Jordans at one point or another. I might end up actually buying a pair of Jordans. Just to somewhat support, a black man's success. Because, I never made a big issue of it. Because, like I said, what I've been seeing in the past few days, I mean, it really bothers me. I mean, it bothers the shit out of me. And it's okay. And it's okay, black men. It's okay to feel something every now and again. You ain't got to be the guy that plays hard all the time. You can carry yourself like a man, but part of being a man is expression of emotions. It doesn't make you a sissy. It doesn't make you soft. It just te- it just lets people know that you have a soul. So, do I want people to go to hell? No. If I had the capability of leading people to a promised land, if there's one ever in existence, I would make that choice completely. If I could lead people down a good path, yeah, I will definitely be that person. Definitely. I want to see us win. I want to see black people win. But unlike a lot of these other people, I look at it from a realistic standpoint. We're not winning. A lot, as far as us as a collective, we're losing. And I'm not saying that just because there were people on Twitter making fun of a black man's death. There's many reasons surrounding that. You may be individually winners, you may have your individual success. And trust me, no one owes anyone anything, not even an explanation. But as a collective, can you say that we're winning? Can you really say that? I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't. So let me remind you guys, number one, as you walk in, go ahead and hit that like button. Likes are for free and it's for the algorithm. If it's your first time here, please go below the screen and hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, thank you. I really appreciate the fact that you guys can come to my channel, especially when I hold live broadcasts, but also look out for my edited content and look out for the news stories that I put on this channel on a constant basis. Well, not on a constant basis, but you know what I'm talking about. So if you just come to listen to me talk, that's fine. If you learn anything from what I talk about, that's fine too. But, you know, hopefully I said something on each broadcast that you can carry with you as you go into your week. I'm always going to be the guy that I hope that you guys go on your jobs this week or whatever you do. If you're an entrepreneur, if you have your own business, hopefully your business thrives and flourish. If you do have a job, hopefully you get that raise or that promotion you've been seeking. But I want black people to win. And right now it just doesn't feel like we're winning. In fact, it looks like in a few years things could be very bad. But like I said, let's use the one foot in hell thing as an expression. The reason why like I said, the reason why I use that expression is because that's how I describe people who are seemingly unreachable. That's how I describe internet trolls who keep saying horrible shit. Yeah, that's how I describe people who would rather be niggas than black people. Not in the sense of real nigga or whatever. Not in that sense. Because there's some so-called quote unquote real niggas that actually want the betterment of black men. I'm talking about the guy who doesn't need a racist white man anymore to be a nigga. That they have fully embraced and accepted that role. mm, mm, mm. You know, the guy that truly doesn't give a fuck, not the one that says they don't give a fuck and then ends up giving a fuck about something or more than they're willing to admit. The guy that truly doesn't give a fuck. The guy that does drill videos, pissing on graves, that guy. Do you really think that that guy should not be judged? Women making dance videos, women making edited content about Kevin Samuels and his friends in hell. Hey, I actually saw a video like that. And then I was thinking to myself, only crackhead pussy would put up a video like that. But I didn't mess with those people because hey, you know what? It was Mother's Day. Like I said, this is a somber day for me. Let me look at some of these comments. We got Marco Ross with the super sticker. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I do accept super chats and cash apps with the best of intent. We got Ray Humma of the Humma Force in here. We got NC Worker, Indigenous TV. Kev, if you were unmarried without children currently, given what you've seen from black women and the community at large, would you go SYSBM or would you stick it out? Serious question, OG. Okay, I've said this. I don't know if people heard this before. If anything happens between me and my wife, I am never ever getting married again. It's going to have to be someone that is truly special that can prove me wrong and reinstill that confidence in me. But to answer your question, if I were unmarried without children currently, man, look, I'll be open to. I would. I have to be truthful with you. I'll be open to dating other races of women. It doesn't have to be a white woman, but if a white woman stepped in that role and did what the fuck what she was supposed to do and did right by me, hey, you know what? Hey, she has to be the one. But you know, there are Latino women and there are Asian women out there as well. So I have to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't be close to just black women. Not after what I've seen. Not, I mean, seriously. I mean, I couldn't tell you whose mentality was who at the time. Not to say that Asian women are all good, that Hispanic women are all good, and Caucasian women are all good. I'm not saying all that. Now, if something happened to me and my wife, I told her this. You might as well consider my dick a grenade. I'm gonna throw it in a crowd full of women and let that motherfucker go off. Sorry, guys. That's just the way it is. Shoot. I mean, I cannot, and I mean like this. It's like this. I'm very fearful of the world that my daughter is growing up into. And I mean, like, from the characteristics that she is showing right now, she might make she might make some man a good woman one day. I mean, it might be my bias speaking, but I mean, I'm serious. You know, this is sometimes you can tell. And, would I necessarily want her to end up with a black man? I want her to end up with someone that is going to treat her well and treat her like an actual human being. That's what I want. She doesn't. And if that is a Asian or a Caucasian or Hispanic, ultimately that won't be up to me. But I damn sure don't want to end up with a Pookie or a slow tip ass dude or a simp. I don't I don't trust either one of those guys. I trust a guy that's more like me, realistic. But it's like this because of the examples that are already out here. I don't know how she will be perceived. But so that's going to have to entirely depend on whatever behavior that she decides to adopt by the time she gets to that point. But at the same time, it's not up to me as a black man to tell other black men that you have to love a black woman, cherish a black woman. You know, that's up to them. The only thing that I hate right now is because she has right now such horrible examples to follow. And I mean, like, it seems like it's most of them. There are a few that actually have the courage to say, hey, you know what? These women are fucked up. There are a few out there. And for me, it's not fair to sit up there and say all. It's not fair for me to say that because at the same time, black men have gotten such a bad rap just because people have said all. There are some good people out there, and good people will eventually weed themselves out from the bad. But one thing though, we got to stop giving bad people a pass. We got to stop giving niggas a pass. The guys that want to be niggas in the sense of what other groups of people see us as, not this whole real nigga concept. Not the hood guy. I'm not against hood guys. And shit, tell you the truth, I'm not against hood women. It's just that you prove yourself by the behaviors that you display. So a way to look out for people like that is watch what these women pay attention to when you meet them. I'm not saying stay away from black women, but I'm also not saying that you have to be with them. Watch what they pay attention to. Watch the kind of programming they watch on television. Watch the kind of websites they frequent. Watch the kind of books they read. It's called a vetting process. Because trust me, everybody's not going to take your word for it. But if you are using social media as your barometer, then shoo, Man, shoot, wow, I can't. I can't even begin to imagine. But it's looking pretty bad right now. But don't let me dampen up your day. I mean, we're all grown ups here. We see this kind of thing happening, and it's only the clearly stupid denies what they see. Patricia Coley, what's going on? Good to see you. RPM says I had a kid with a white girl. I haven't been with her in almost 10 years. Just how shit turned out. Been with black women my whole life though. Black women got first access. So I don't see why these old 304s are complaining about dudes that go to white women. I mean, shit. Black women had their chance with these guys. And did his TV. I sounded so foolish telling black men to date black women because of lineage and all that hotep crap. Yeah. Let me let me ask y'all a question. Did y'all see Derek Jackson latest video trying to get back on the scene to pander to black women? Trying to use Kevin Samuels' death to get back in. Wow, that was pathetic. But when hasn't Derek Jackson been pathetic? And then his TV says it was shameful. RPM, I might post that in the group. I just might. K Dot says black men being brutally honest. I feel like black men are fighting a losing battle going against black women and white supremacy and white men. I mean, yeah, especially especially when B Dubs weaponize their children, especially that raising their sons to be simp enforcers. And basically, they were given the floor for a long time. They were given the floor by WS Media. That's why you got black men who finally decided to take the time to step up and create media for ourselves. Hurry up and buy. What's up? Yeah, we got 48 in the building, so hopefully you all press like. Likes are for free. Likes are definitely for free. All right, 42, so that's a pretty good ratio. Black Ram did a video saying Kevin Samuels' message needs to pass on with him. A dang masterpiece, a 17-minute masterclass from the Ram. I saw it. I I saw it on my feed, and I was about to watch it, but I saw what time it was, so I'll probably watch it sometime after this broadcast. Black Ram 313, from what I understand, is a fellow Bama boy, just like myself. Unless that was somebody else they were talking about. Hurry up and buy says I hear people saying since Kev going, black men need to start being brutally honest. I saw that shit and I was like, damn, I was right about BMBBH. I've been doing that. I've been doing this whole black men being brutally honest thing for over 5 years. Started out on Facebook, and then I spilled it over to YouTube. And I gotta admit, a real man admits to his shortcomings. And I will say this about my shortcoming: I haven't really gone that hard since being on YouTube. I haven't. It's not that it's not that I don't want to go hard. It's just that there were many things for me to consider in doing so. Yes, thoughts men are supposed to think. Yep, that was me. I had a Samsung Galaxy X S6, I think, and I was like, wow, man, I just wanted to create a Facebook group of my own, but I had to think of a name. I, I had to think of a name that would grab people's attention. And boy, did that name trigger just about everybody, including plenty of B dubs. I don't know why it would trigger B dubs because if you kept your if you kept yourself on the straight and narrow, why would you be offended by anything about a black man being brutally honest? I would have expected um, it was actually taking shots at racist whites. Oh, who do these black men think they are? Real talk, what's going on? He said, time to stop posting attention to women aren't on the program. Okay. And hurry up and buy. I talked to O'Shea twice the other day. He said he need help. Told him shit, let me know. Yeah. O'Shea admitted to that. I would have thought I would have thought that O'Shea was hold on a second. Yeah, you know how them sneezes are. I would have thought O'Shea would try to be on his own with certain things, but I mean, if he's starting to admit that he needs help, then the situation must be dire. Indigenous TV says I can't even don the mantle of the manosphere, Jor-El, because Black Ram is clearly that. He articulates that lead Krypton talking point better than I ever could. Jor-El Pill. Thoughts men are supposed to think I got to get my YouTube popping, but I'm not engaging in the foolish gender war to do it. You don't have to. And I don't know, that term gender war is problematic because the only time I really see the term gender war being utilized is that when black men respond to something that a black woman has been saying. Hurry up and buy. Put you like this, Kev. When you get ready and do decide to go hard, let me know. Also says he told me, nigga, I introduced you to all the creators. He just know his lane pretty well. Uh, I don't shade want the spotlight, and I understand that too. He say, RPM, I got black women on my page right now, man, because I had a kid with a white girl talking about what gives me the right to talk about black women. She's on that. She's on that Zola Curry post I did. I mean, shit, because you're a black man, and it's just what like it depends on how you adapt and adjust. But you've had black women in your life. What they do most certainly will impact us and the future generations to come. And we've already established that we can't shame them enough, and they don't care. He said, I don't think he want the spotlight. Yeah, because I mean, niggas are messy. Niggas are messy. Can you imagine that? I mean, shit, they were talking very poorly about Kevin Samuels before he died. And then they're celebrating his death after he died. And then they keep asking this question, who is going to be the next one to take up the mantle? And I think that people are pretty reluctant to sign up. But look, guys. Let me get my ducks in a row. Let me go ahead and get this whole studio set up. Let me get the right mic. Let me get the right computer equipment. And let me tell you something. It's on and popping from there. I mean, it ain't like it ain't already somewhat on and popping right now. But let me go ahead and get that stuff set up so we can get some work done, so we can start building. Cause man, look, I was listening to a broadcast earlier, Dr. Thunder, and my apologies to Dr. Thunder because he invited me to come on through a Zoom call, but I couldn't get my mic to work. I couldn't get it to work. You know, I had the same problem last night, and I had to talk through the laptop, and the laptop is a piece of shit. So, so shout out to that brother right there. But um, I think it was Bernard Riley. Shout out to him as well. That was saying that yes, black male media is important. You know, every group of people uses propaganda to push their agenda. And the fact of the matter is, the only group of people who people are trying to say that propaganda doesn't work are black men. It tell you something, hurry up and buy. If you start a YouTube channel, just like I told Toya last night, I will put your videos in my community tab. I will be one of the guys that supports you. Speaking of community tab, shoot, let me open that up real quick. And like I have to admit to you guys that a lot of my posts are out of spite. I mean, it comes from a place of sincerity. It really does. They do come from a place of sincerity, but sometimes I do community posts out of spite, and I got to show y'all one of them. Oh man, oh man. Hey, look, it thoughts I supposed thought men are supposed to think that nah, bro, black men have to be accountable for our voices. It's not happening, and the crazy part that we talk past that, huh? Okay. Uh, let me see how to. So see how I got to take that one. Yeah, I accept full accountability. At least I can't speak for the rest, but I take full accountability in everything I say up here. Everything. Yeah, I say I do things out of spite sometimes, but hey, I take full accountability. I'll be more than willing to explain anything. So, yeah, I was a little spiteful on this one. And I got 136 votes, which I feel as if that is great participation. And I stated, are simp enforcers and male feminist content creators going to stop crying about black men wearing suits now? And and it's like when I do the voting, the parts you can vote on is like I push the narrative toward a certain way. So 96% of 136, and let me do a quick math problem. 96%, 136. Yeah, that's like 130 votes said, nah, you can't expect logic from manginas. And 4% was like, yes, or maybe, who knows. You know, I'm going to keep it real. I don't wear suits. In fact, the last time I wore a suit, I believe, was my mom's funeral. That was the last time I wore a suit. Do I believe in going out here on a regular basis and wearing suits? Nah, I don't. I'm a jean, t-shirt, hoodie guy any day of the week. And I'm not saying that to say that no, I wouldn't do it. Wearing suits is for suckers or whatever. I'm not saying that. I just asked a question because I hear a lot of talk on that. So that's how you voted. But anyway, so everybody reacts say I get too hot in soup. Now I'm gonna take that as a thoughts men are supposed to think. Is there an end goal to you being intentionally spiteful? No, it's not. I just, but in a way, yeah, I just want to get people thinking. I just want to get people thinking because what I hear is there's a lot of misplaced shit going on with our people. There's a lot of misplaced shit, and I gotta be honest with you. I hate it. I hate that. I hate that a lot of people misplace their anger and the shit that we say just to just to intentionally hurt people or intentionally shoot down an idea that may be good for us as a collective just to be on some petty shit. So yeah. BZ, what's going on? He said we have to stop validating and acknowledging thought simps and feminists. Oh shit. Well, let me tell you something. That's very last on my list. That's dead last on all my list. Validating thought simps and feminists. See, it's so far down my list, I may never get to it. Shoot. Shoot. I have to be a desperate motherfucker to do that. Indigenous TV, mixing spite with intellect and create a dirty thought nuke. Blow their entire narrative to oblivion. Yeah. Women are spiteful to be spiteful. Men got so tired of it that now many of us do it, following their lead, which is anti manhood, too reactionary. Yeah, I will agree with that. A lot of guys are becoming problematic in that sense, to the point where they feel as if that if we use their techniques, that it's kind of like a fighting fire with fire type deal, and with females that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Sad is mean as far as debating them or getting drawn into their bullshit. There was a simp that challenged me to a debate. I'm not gonna tell you who that simp is, but like, here's what I said to that person. I'm not gonna debate a liar. I'm not gonna debate a liar. The only thing I'm gonna do is, but see, in a way, here's how you debate with that. Here's how you, if you end up in a debate with a person like that, and it be something by accident, what you got to do is you can't let them straw man you out of your talking points. You got to stay on task with them because, see, I guarantee if you do that, then they're going to start calling you names, and you know what happens then. If they call you a name, then you win. Not to say you should be listening to that. American Negro, what's going on? Indigenous TV, we can't be afraid to get muddy or bloody. Our words have to cut deep. Let me tell you something, man. When I first started that Facebook group, I had people DMing me for months. Like angry shit for months. Fuck you, nigga. You ain't shit. Fuck you. Kev, when I come in town, let's fuck. Like a lot of that shit. All of that shit. Blacks have the most debates on relationship online, I swear. Soul Provider reacts. I have to tell you, that conversation is very popular and really is more popular than it should be. I do sometimes get tired of hearing about it. Like I would rather debate on if there is a debate, because I'm not a real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not a real good debater. If I run into a real good debater, I'm likely to lose. Or I just think I'm gonna lose. Or for anyone that's listening, I might be golden them into thinking I'm a soft target. You never can tell with me. But I feel exactly what you mean. Son is hot raw. What's going on? Kevin Chat, long live the habitual line steppers. Long live, my brother. Long live. So the topic is they already have 1 foot in hell. uh, 1 foot in hell is and thoughts men are supposed to think. It's not that I be skipping. It's not that I be skipping or being intentional with it. It's just that it's not. I'm not gonna read or respond to every comment. I try to get to. I try to get to as many as I can. Snowman in the morning with Cole Johnson. What's going on? But either way, it's no arguing with anyone. Uh, my last video is I don't argue with women. Yeah, there's no point to it. There's really no point to it because they'll drag you to a place that as a man you should not be. I'm gonna keep you sharp. Okay, cool. Cool. We as black men, we gotta keep each other sharp. That's I see that more so as looking out for me than anything. That that makes our kinship as brothers stronger. And he said, "You don't mind me saying, Kevin Samuels was the ultimate line stepper. The ultimate line stepper." Yeah, I said it. I said it the other night. If there was a black man that had extreme brutal honesty, if any black man was brutally honest, it was definitely Kevin Samuels. It was definitely him. I mean, is this what I don't get about people is why do you expect everyone to talk to you with a filter? Like, we're like we're supposed to just candy coat every fucking thing because that's not being fair to you. It's not being fair to you at all. I'm not going to sugarcoat everything. I'm sorry, I can't. That's what that a lot of these women that were celebrating a lot of these women that were celebrating the death of Kevin Samuels, those were the women that wanted to be lied to. They wanted someone to tell you that yes, you can get a single man, no kids, 6 figures, 6 feet, six pack. I mean, whatever you require as far as sexually. They wanted to hear that come from people like me, and I could not do that for them because it's being very disingenuous. I mean, shit. And then when they ultimately find out that they had been lied to, guess what? They're gonna call me a grifter. Thoughts men are supposed to think says these manosphere dude hate me in the chat. I hold all of us to the same accountability, and most of them just want to hold women to that. That's not manhood. Mm. Kevin Samuels was honest to who, the women or us? That's debatable. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and along with everything else, is that debatable? Bronze to God, what's going on? Hey, what's up? Been sub for a while. Uh, First live, I'm catching Black Light Revelation sent me. Yeah, Black Light Revelations is a cool content creator. In fact, he added about 10, 12 people to my Facebook group a couple nights ago. Hurry up, I'm about to say, you want to hear some crazy shit? I told my sister, I said, did you know KS died? She said, yeah, I didn't like him. He was derogatory towards women. You want to guess what else? Okay. He says, she's fat, overweight, out of shape. No, man, you can't make this shit up. My own flesh and blood, bro. I was like, damn, KS really got these motherfuckers down to a T. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, though. People think that there is a correct way to say these things, to say it in a certain way. It's no correct way to do that. It's not. It's not. It's like at some point or another, you're gonna have to hurt somebody's feelings. I had to learn that with myself. I had to learn that with myself. I had to learn that uh, from other people. When people used to tell me things that I necessarily didn't want to hear, it you it would sting a little bit. But if I really sat back and reflected on what they were saying and compared it to my actual self, then I was like, okay, well, they might have been a dick about this, this, and this, but if this, and this does apply to me, then that is up to me to change it. Seriously, like people know the truth about themselves, and they act like everybody's dumb as fuck, and that shit right there has to stop. And then this TV, I was like Marco Ramius. I defected to the suburbs in my red October years ago. I don't have Keisha problems. Let me talk to Son is hot rod for a second. I really don't go looking for the debate, but if it comes to me, and this is for all of you listening right now, if it comes to me, I'm going to tell you what I think you should hear. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. If you look like King Kong Bundy and you ask me how you look in that dress, I'm going to say you look like King Kong Bundy in a dress. But it's not my job to sit up here and just go out and stare and tell you that you look like King Kong Bundy in the dress. But if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you the truth. And like I believe it was one of my brothers that told me that, or it was my cousin that said, Kev, you gotta put a filter on that sometimes. And I'm sitting up there like, for what? Do you put a filter on it when you talk to me? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, thoughts me and are supposed to think. Yeah, look, yeah, it's like you're not gonna lie to me. I'm not gonna lie to you either. And Patricia Coley says, yep, our own mirror doesn't lie. Yeah, so have y'all been thinking? I asked y'all for what are some positive ideas? What are some positive ideas for broadcast? Because, just in case I don't want to be the, oh man, black people, we need to do this and what's wrong, so I won't be the what's wrong with black people guy. Have you thought about any of it? Mm, mm, mm. So to the mothers that, okay, once again, to the mothers that may be watching this, And I gotta say, I look at my analytics, and most most of my demographic is men. Indigenous TV said Becky Stream. Ooh, I would catch some heat for that. But hey, you know what? When you tell the truth, you catch heat anyway. I mean, it said, it's like ideas like what exactly? I mean, anything. What do you consider to be a positive? What do you consider to be a positive stream? Because if y'all talking about a Becky stream, all I'm gonna do is get some pictures off Instagram and look up some pictures on Google and just flash it up there and be like, "Hey, would you hit that?" you know. But shoot, as said, the list is gonna be long, Kev. Are we serious? Okay. A stream about hobbies. Like how do they get those how do they get those boats in that bottle? Man, let me tell you something. On YouTube, like I've been watching a lot of DIY videos, and there's some people out there that can do some amazing things, and they get thousands upon millions of views. Like I saw a dude make some sandals out of some tire tread. I was like, I couldn't shoot. I was like, wow, these people are very talented out here. Yeah. So yeah. So let me just tell y'all something, man. When you see people like when because I get how disheartening it can be to watch people celebrate a person's death, and if and I got to tell you, there might be a small amount of people if something would happen to me that they'll be celebrating my death. It probably won't be as horrible as Kevin Samuels. It probably won't be as horrible as that, but when you see stuff like that, then we begin to lose. When some people hate this word in this space, hope. We begin to lose that little hope. A lot of us have already lost that hope, but uh, un, my belief is my belief is I don't think that people thought that it was that bad. I mean, for one thing, remember that dude like a few weeks back, Christian Obinselli, who got stabbed to death by his Instagram white girlfriend. Like they made fun of his death, and I felt a certain type of way about that. I was like, well, you know what? That was pretty much done in poor taste. And then a lot of people was like, fuck that nigga, he deserved to die. He was a self hater, blah blah blah, and all this other crap. And it was like shit. Before that, like I said, a lot of people made fun of George Floyd, and I mean, like that was just out of like that was some feminine spite right there. So I kind of knew if anything would happen to anyone like Kevin Samuels, how bad it would be. But damn. I mean, damn. Can you really chalk that shit up to savagery? Savagery. I mean, shoot. But anyway, let me announce what my topic is going to be tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's topic should be very interesting. It's how do we fix the reputation of the black manosphere, or can we? Yeah, that should be an interesting one because, like, I do understand that a lot of people do, especially a lot of black men that do frequent the space, and quite a few brothers that come to this channel, they do not encompass the idea of the black manosphere. We do not. And it's because of a lot of the guys that represent the black manosphere. So what I'm trying to do is yeah, I do feel like that it's a good topic, but I'm trying to find a really good way to go at the topic itself. Jim Rat, what's going on? Oh God, really? I'm looking at a picture of Kwame Brown wearing a suit. Oh God. Oh, but this is Mr. Skinny. I'm looking at a picture of Kwame Brown wearing a suit. What do y'all think of that? People are hilarious. Mm. All right, guys. I see y'all like talking down there. So I mean, it's whatever. Make sure that it's a make sure that's a good debate. That's all I'll say. Indigenous TV said like really owning the nighttime slot as yours, kind of like kind of like those late night horror feature shows that came on late at night. Oh God, BGS, what's going on? He wore suits when he was playing. Well, I mean, the that was Mr. Skinny saying that he was trying to keep Rip KS' style, but I know NBA players wear suits. But it was just, I was just kind of like, you're just kind of seeing them in one. Hurry up and buy, says Anthony Drosos. I want to see a black Superman comic that come through and get these black bitches together once and for all. Not those Ray Ray or Poogie types. Now that would be, I would guess that the emojis meant lit. You know, thoughts men are supposed to think says that's my issue, Kev. I deep dive into it for about 3 weeks after avoiding it for 5 years. I was heartbreakingly disappointed. Yeah, man. But let me ask y'all a real question. Do you believe that there's any hope that we can come back as a community? For those of you participating in the chat, do you believe that there is any kind of hope for us to come back as a community? And I know what we saw this week was pretty bad, and emotions are still pretty high at this point. But do you believe that we can come back as a community? Thoughts men aren't supposed to think says yes. K Dot says no. BGS says no. Wow. Thoughts men are supposed to say even the manosphere, men just have to take the lead and stop being reactionary. Whew. Yeah. Uh, uh, yeah. Yes, after this generation dies. Wow. Then Indigenous TV says Indigenous TV says, Kev, there is a better chance of you seeing Bigfoot and a unicorn flying a UFO. Bronze the God said it's over with. The best thing you can do is be the best individual you can be. Hurry up and buy says, hell yeah. Not just come back as a community, but a more realer, rawer form. Thoughts men are supposed to think. If we don't think we can, what's the point of any of this? K. Dot said no because the black woman's love for white men is very strong. Hmm? Ivan Raid says, unfortunately, no. Ivan Raid is on Facebook, and he sees a lot of the terrible things that these women have been saying. Which generation? The boomers, the Gen X, the millennials? Which one? I don't know. Maybe Generation Alpha. Good, yeah. Uh, views and income to what end? We have to ask the right questions and point the conversation in the right direction. I can't agree with that. 63 Impala Rag Dude. We need to separate. It's the only way. Jade O says there is a culture war going on, so it depends on who wins, in my considered opinion. The black community is ghetto Chernobyl. RPM KS lit a fire in Jap after they last talked. He even said it yesterday, bro. These black women are in trouble. I'm using my resources as we speak to help build uh, TBM. Yeah, so black women's self love is choking this community to death. Yeah, so we have so it's kind of a mixed response. We have people who are hopeful that we can come back, that says yes, we can definitely come back, and we got some people saying nope, not at all. And I understand both views. I understand both views because um, I myself do actually believe in the men minus the simps. As I've said before, save the cooperative. Remember when I said that? Save the cooperative. If there is a group of people that are cooperative to you, embrace their help, and the effort won't be that great to try to, I mean, and it's really like it really has a double meaning because if people are cooperative, I mean, do they really need saving? So, but I still use the saying, save the cooperative. People who are pushing against you, people who are putting up the most opposition, people who are being adversarial, lead them motherfuckers in another spot. And here, like, let me read this. We're good, bro. Respectfully, even Kevin's issue was he gave too much time to women who only wanted to complain and sabotage. If we're going to give women a voice, it needs to be proven allies. Uh, that's what a lot of people say, that he tried to save these women. There's a lot of people that actually were saying that Kevin Samuels was these women's last chance. Fast attack tough 688I. There's no coming back. The B Dub is an adversary. Black men should move accordingly. Hmm. Indigenous TV. We've seen the women of other races. Millennials like myself and Gen Z aren't race loyal. It's 2022 in the latter stages of the digital age. It's over for black love. Good riddance and goodbye. I only want to talk to women who's real. I don't want to talk to women whose only real mission is to sabotage and destroy, especially just for views and money. They got to work that out with God. We're trying to build and go somewhere. Humble. There's no hope for the black community. Mm. Uh, yeah, different thoughts and opinions, but What we like I will agree one thing, we should either way we should move accordingly. Either way. Either way we should move accordingly. And don't put up too much of an effort for something that we're losing. Because what's the point in that? I will never want to see people put up any effort for a losing effort. We can only hope to save the babies at this point. Yeah, you got some people talking about, but you got some people on this platform are talking about we should abort the black male babies, which I mean that shit caught fire, and that was one of the things that was just like was puzzling to me as well. It's like just the black males. What makes it daunting is that you don't know the number of male saboteurs. Yeah, wolves in sheep's clothing. Wolves in sheep's clothing. And you know what though? In a lot of those cases, those guys, the males piss me off a lot more than the females. Because with the males, it's like you're hurting yourself more so by speaking out and acting against your own interest. It's like people who vote Democrat. I don't know. Shoot, yeah, BGS might be a little mad at me about that one. Like, but I mean, it's cool. We all have a difference of opinion. Patricia Cola said, "But who will can raise those babies?" I mean, let me tell you something. When my daughter was born, I knew it wasn't just about me anymore. Now, if only a lot more people can make that decision, you know. Indigenous TV. Thanos had the gauntlet full of stones loaded. I'm not Iron Man. Let him snap. None of this is bearing fruit, and black men are miserable having carried out this futile campaign. Life is short. This is why I would say that if there's any kind of gender war, is not really being pushed by black men. Black men feeding into it is a waste of time. I would say it's more so damaging to our own mental health for us to feed into it. But a lot of the problem with black men is that we are suffering from a severe HNIC complex, which does affect our unity. Because while we may be able to unite temporarily, then all of a sudden it's it's who gets the credit for it. Dudes start fighting over who gets the credit for it. K. Dot. All I see is black men losing and becoming obsolete. I don't see black women losing this overall because they're getting help from WS and white men. Ugh, ugh, ugh. I mean, well, shit. A great way to get past that shit is to fortify. Just like I was telling people, like for months, we need to fortify this space. Like we need to fortify. We need to treat this space like hollow ground. I don't believe that every female is the enemy, but I'm very careful with them. Patricia Coley, HNIC complex. HNIC comes from head nigga in charge. Um, Edward Anderson calls it Highlander syndrome. I really wish he would stop calling it that, although that's if he wants to push that, that's fine. Because Highlander syndrome is an actual condition. I would say the most famous example of Highlander syndrome is Gary Coleman. Um, what he meant to say was Highlander complex. I just use HNIC complex. HNIC, they just, everybody wants to be the man. Jadeo says the male saboteurs are comfortable a lot with their lot in life under the gynocratic environment. Indigenous TV, Obsidian wants to soldier in on the name of Kevin Samuels. He talks up the black love machine as if it's not a hunk of rusted metal and outdated parts. Decommission the black love machine. Hmm. We have to break that down one day. Because one thing that I do believe in is that context is very important. Sometimes people miss the context of things, and then guess what? Then there's this confusion, and then it's back to this argumentative crap. Who's more responsible for the way things are? All right, so update. I got 67 likes, no dislikes. I usually get dislikes after I go off the air. Yeah, I'll read that in a second, but Jadeo says, yep, Highlander syndrome is a syndrome that not only slows growth, but prevent body from aging. Yeah, imagine looking like you're 12 years old for the rest of your life. Once you hit 12, you just stop. That's Highlander syndrome. Thoughts men aren't supposed to think. We aren't comfortable enough with individuality. We think even black men must be one way. Whatever we agree with or something is off. If not so, God made us dynamic. We have to celebrate and appreciate that. Social media says who's in position to change things. Um, look, my answer to that question is quite simply go look in the mirror. Go look in the mirror. Although it's not going to be you're not going to be able to make a whole lot of difference on your own. You can make a difference with yourself. And I have to tell individuals we have to be the ones that decide if things are going to change within us or not, because it seems very dismal trying to want everyone else to change. We got to start with us first. K. Dotted, black men being brutally honest. A black woman even said, the black man has no control over his image. Whatever agenda the agenda is against him, he has no control of it. He is powerless. Who's he? Bell Hooks? Was it was it a black woman that had our best interest in mind? Sort of like the little girl vampire on Interview with a Vampire. She died very tragically, by the way. I mean, not tragically, very horribly. Tragic, you actually have to feel something like, oh my God, I lost somebody. We are the change we need, the man in the mirror. Exactly. Hurry up and buy. It starts with us, bro. If I'm using my personal resources to get involved, so should every fucking man who's asking how. That's how. Don't wait. Roll ups the sleeves to get involved. I like the attitude and the drive in the chat. I really do. And, I'm just a regular guy saying this. I don't, I am not to believe that, my ideas will always be better than yours. I swear, every time I look at my feed, I see a fuck nigga. And I mean that in a very harsh way. The secret Kevin Samuels bombshell, modern men. Why are such horrible people allowed to have such huge followings? Those are really the parts that I hold back. You know, the parts that really make me mad, but I can't show it. K dot at black men being brutal. A black man on the comment section of a video somebody made about black women should consider marrying white men. Let me tell you my view on that. If they think they can get a white man, more power to them. Go for it. You like it, I love it, sister. See, you like it, I love it. Shoot, I don't give a damn if you stay or go. It's like, why would you want a woman like that to stay anyway? Why would you? You know. Social media sounds good, but I don't know where to start. The alpha bootstrap theory is self-serving. Roll up my sleeves and do what? Start a school. The alarming part. There's a guy that started a school that is a content creator that I do not like. I don't like his ideologies. It ain't Dr. Umar because of Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar seems more and more like a scam artist each day. And I actually used to listen to Dr. Umar with sincerity. And I don't know what went wrong with him. Was it just the fact that he didn't have the support, or he just stopped trying, or his intent wasn't good to begin with? 3000 GT Atlanta, what's up? Hey, yeah, and thanks for the cash app the other night. I think I forgot to mention it, but I really appreciate that. F Holiday, what's going on? Social media says Umar had support. He is full of shit. I mean, what Indigenous TV, I'm trying to highlight Indigenous TV said. Brad saw how they treated KS. He said, nah, I'm good. And, even though I'm not trying to dick police or anything like that, it's like white men, they clearly see what's going on over here. And they're probably asking themselves, why do I want this kind of trouble? It's not something they want. But you know what though? You know what though? That's not entirely up to me either. I mean, all of them aren't going to be a Travis Kelce and Kayla Nicole situation. That word on the street is that Kayla Nicole, she was mad at Cam Newton for saying what he said, but they said after she clowned Cam Newton, Travis Kelce said, "Hey, fuck this." But you know what the problem with that's going to be? There's going to be a lot more guys lining up to try to get at Kayla Nicole, so she doesn't learn her lesson. She won't learn her lesson either way. And at the same time, why should we care about that? I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny. I mean, you want to say all of that? I mean, nobody's obligating you to anything. I mean, shit. It's like one of the guys said the other day. Some of these girls are just fuck me. Shit, let them serve their purpose. Why would you want to wipe them up? BJ says she'll be at a discount. Azrael the Daywalker, what's going on? Concubines at best. Indigenous TV said, I would love to know why black men have this inherent apprehension when it comes to walking away from black women. As long as you're with a biological woman or even a foreign black woman, what's the issue? Exactly. 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 You know, if I am to if I am to if I'm correct, one of the principles of SYSBM is, save yourself from American black women. Save yourself from the American black women. You know, all black women aren't ruled out. But, I would implore you to think about this. Like a lot of these women uh, in these foreign countries are adopting the same feminism attitude. So I would be kind of careful. Azrael the Daywalker because of Mama. You think all those women that sat up there and made fun of Kevin Samuels thought about Kevin Samuels' mother when they did that? See, that's why that whole Yo Mama Black has become bullshit at this point. Thoughts men are supposed to think black men date who black men want to date. Yeah, yeah. Don't let nobody stop you either. BGS Sidmore said they are 40 years behind. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that sounds like that makes sense. Sevi, I love your streams. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming through. Let's see. F Holiday said they don't give a fuck. They just want to be as demonic as possible, which is sad. But you know what though? You know what though? One positive I would say about that is that at least they're showing it to you. When they show it to you like that, then you don't have to do any guessing. Doberman. Most black women are on the same thing. Black women in Brazil are just as poor as they are because they act the same. Go to Canada, France, Germany, etc., and it's the same. Social media. I heard a woman say if she raised a motherfucker like Kevin Samuels, then she deserved to be hurt. I wonder what kind of son she raising with that kind of attitude. Simp. DJ B side 1965. Thanks for coming through. What's going on, brother? Indigenous TV, black men are race loyal to a fault. Yes, we are. Yeah, I saw a dude with a Facebook post right after the news of Kevin Samuels' death hit. And this guy said, love a black woman. That is all. And this dude got over 100 reacts. And you know what I told this dude? I said, sorry, not these bitches on social media. Now in real life, some sure. What I meant by real life was my wife and kid. Patricia Gold, Patricia Coley. I always wonder why guys don't retort, yeah, and your mama black too. Because a lot of guys say your daddy black. I mean, they do they do retort, and I mean, is just they don't say that They don't say that because they care about their blackness. They say that because they want you to care about their blackness. They think that things should come automatically for them. Ezra the Day Soccer, who said that? That sounds demonic as hell. I'll tell you what, it was one of those typical, I would say, dad with daughter. See, I'm not a typical dad with daughter. He was a typical dad with daughter. That's who said that. Yo, Kevin, who should I subscribe to on here? Uh, hmm. I mean, if you want to know more about political facts and stats, I would say BGS, BGS Itmore. I mean, he has a lot of good information on his channel. But dealing with situations that actually affect black men as far as health and well-being, mental well-being. Dr. Tiason Johnson. If you want tips on pointers on personal health, um, I haven't checked out enough of AM1, but AM1 is pretty good with that. Um, Me, who I watch on a regular basis, um, let me see. I subscribe to the content creator RPM. Um, he's a black man first guy. Grown man business. I like grown man business. I haven't tuned into him lately, but if you want to be entertained, you got O'Shea Duke Jackson. If you want a straight up opinion and such, hmm, shoot, I would say you come to the right place. you know, yeah, but not the big names, the dude in the mud like I am. Yeah, mm, go to RPM, go to the Roger Report. Um, yeah, let's see who else. Hmm. The Logic Sphere. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to be surprised when I say the Logic Sphere, but uh, Logic Sphere is a different taste. But yeah, Green Gorilla definitely. Green Gorilla. Uh, Mr. Palmer. Yeah, they're giving you a lot of good names in the chat. Zero doesn't make content like that anymore, but Zero's a very good one too. Yeah, but like they're giving like people giving like yeah Ramil I would say Ramil pisses a lot of people off, but one thing I can say about um, Ramil is very consistent. David Carroll, does he is his channel even still up? God of Raw. O'Shea Duke Jackson is trash. He keeps up drama with people that don't care for his existence. Uh, yeah, O'Shea is an acquired taste. Thinking Man's Templar. I gotta look. I gotta look up Thinking Man's Templar. I have yet to watch them. Thinking Man's Templar. Uh, Thinking Man's Templar. There it is. The Thinking Man's Templar. Just subbed. So I'll check out Edward Anderson. Mm. Edward Anderson is super consistent. Bernard Riley. Coach Greg Adams keeps things fair. Poor Man's Podcast. Why Skinner Man Cave? What's up, man? What's going on? I tell you what, a lot of y'all have been around me for a while, but yeah. Chronicles of Judah, Wolf and Beta Clothing, Dennis Sperling and the lead attorney. Okay. Hmm. I'm gonna let. I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna let Donnie up here. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. There go the link. Greg, black man hating black women. They didn't have a problem disrespecting Kevin Samuels. Black man hating black women. They didn't have a problem disrespecting Kevin Samuels' black mother and callous to his black daughter. That's why I say, man, look, they don't like they'll sit up there and talk about respect and love the B dub and all this other crap. But when it comes to, and I've had this problem too myself, when it comes to the B dubs, like the B dubs that are in the lives of the guys that they don't like, they'll shit on them too. Never fails. Oh, the Black Brain Trust, the Zoot Suit Ninja. Let me see if I look for that too. Hmm. Zoot Suit Ninja. Let me see if I can eat. I don't see that. It said Zoot Suit Riot. Oh, you talk about MOT. Hmm. Dick Tracy Suit Ninja. Greg, they are pure D evil. Oh, I can't put up a good argument with that. I can't put up a good argument against that. Like I said, making dance videos, making a and I know how to make simple videos. Taking a cutout of the lead attorney, Dennis Sperling, Kevin Samuels, and mediocre tutorials and reviews, putting it behind a fire background. Is it Kevin Samuels and his friends in hell? Uh-uh. Okay. Ivan Raider, if you're still in the comments, Facebook just took down a comment of yours, and it said it went against the rules on hate speech. So, Sean Yancey, Sean Yancey, Mark. Oh shit, I'm not supposed to say anybody else's name, but yeah. So yeah, man. But if, like I said, Ivan Reed, you might want to check your account, see if you're on suspension. What's going on? I'm gonna take that as an acronym. TMASTT. Yeah, I mean, I don't quite know why. I don't quite know why they want us deleted because a couple of men are saying stuff that they don't like, and we have a problem with the truth. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Art New Style TV. No one said Black Wham 313. Okay, well, you just said Black Wham 313. But what it is, Donnie?
Where the white women at? What's going on?
Yeah, you say that every time, bro.
I'm looking for the white women.
Yeah, shit. So is Indigenous TV. so
My
what's
brother.
up? So what's up, man? How was your how was your mom's day?
It was a cool day. I got shit accomplished. I am the late shopper, the habitual behind stepper, should I say? Because I didn't get any Mother's Day shit. So thankfully, I was clever enough, and we live in a state where Walmart is. We have 24-hour Walmart locations. So I got my black ass up at about 4 a.m. and made it happen, Captain.
All right. And yeah, you probably did it before probably did it before everybody woke up, huh?
You damn right. I was in and out, and then I was, my wife was already suspecting you didn't do nothing. I haven't seen nothing. Sure didn't. Nope. I got in a little argument with her to make her feel that much better when the surprise was revealed. I told her to get in the kitchen. She got in the kitchen and she seen the gift I got her. Then I got her breakfast. But yeah, I did it right.
Okay, so yeah, you see the title of the broadcast, right?
Yeah. So where are you going with that?
Where I'm going with that, well, I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you believe, after what you've seen this week, that there is hope for this community?
Uh, Shit. We are a community that is greatly divided. Uh, there's a lot of problems, but I want it to be hope. I just want it to be hope. Do I see it currently? No, no, but I want it to be hope. I think there's too much fuckery. The white man has had his um, foot in our circle, our situation for too long, and it's had too many effects. There's too many games played, and now we're at the point of destruction. Or really, we got to just burn the whole field down, start
Well,
over.
said burn it down, start over.
Yeah, I mean, what I was talking to you earlier. What other group of women do you know have their own magic, right? A la Black Girl Magic, right? What other group of women have you ever seen have you ever seen a Asian girl magic? Uh, 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 a Mexican girl magic? Have you ever seen that?
No. I would probably have to say no. I haven't.
So, I mean, the way I look at it now is we're at a point to where we're officially divided. They say there's no gender war. It everything points to there is a gender war, and I hate when people are like, oh, it's us versus them, bitch. No, 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 no. White men and women have gone in and made it their business to ensure black women feel like they are a separate entity from us. And the fact that they believe that they are a separate entity, you can't help but to see them as the enemy
Hmm.
because they're not doing for us. They're not doing for us as a unit, right? So it's either you're in my house or you're out my house. Which is it? You're on my side or you're not on my side. Which is it?
Uh, well, from the way it looks, is that they are our adversaries, and they have pushed it to the point where they are. Um, I myself did want to believe that there is some hope, that there is something that can be done, but it seems as if you it they don't want that, and we shouldn't try to extend ourselves any more then we have to make that shit happen. It's is a trip. It really is. And I was just got through telling everyone, look, save the cooperative. Like, people who want to be in step to making shit happen, let's work with those people. But, people who don't, what we're doing is we're putting up a bunch of effort for people that don't want the shit. And it's of disservice to us as a people to continue to consider those who want to be adversarial and just want to tear shit the fuck down.
I really see it as the intersectionality game came in as in boxing, right? Sometimes you throw a like a flash jab or like a fake jab, right? You throw it out, you throw it. If I do mine, I'll throw mine straight in the air, I'll straight over somebody's head, right? So I'll throw it up straight over somebody's head because I have no intention of hitting you with it. In fact, it's a weird. The way I look at it is I use it to kind of anchor myself because I'm finna hit you hard as fuck with this left hook, right? But I look at the intersectionality game as just that. Is look at this. We finna trick your black bitches. And now we're at the point now to where black women, most of them are gung ho for this intersectionality. They look at feminism, the LGBTQ community, the Latino community, all these other groups, and they keep putting in all this work with the intent of we gonna come up, they're gonna help us out, and then they get left behind. And then when it comes to black men, they have labeled us the oppressors. So now
Yeah, how in
black
the
women
hell
are
is that even possible?
the root wrote about this shit. Bell Hooks wrote about this shit. All of these feminist ideologies they have created just to make. You know what? At a certain point, it makes you wonder: was Bell Hooks under the government's thumb? Was that bitch an informant? Did she work for one of them agencies? Because the shit she was saying was just insane, right?
Hmm.
So now you've made black men the enemy, and we to be honest with you, we ain't got the power to fuck you up to do nothing to you. We hit you physically, right? Let's say man and a woman in a house, argument breaks out, he hits in the face. Pow, bitch, this chicken is cold. What's gonna happen? She's gonna call the police. His black ass is going to jail, right? She's gonna
Yeah.
put him on child support and fuck him up via the system.
Hmm. Oh
What
yeah.
else does he have as a mechanism in order to prevent black women from doing anything? Do we have some
Uh,
organizations that stop black women from going to school?
no, I'm afraid not. We don't have any way of doing it. We don't, because we have not asserted any kind of pushes for power in our group. And it's really sad that even with the previous generations, they always try to default to, well, you got to be in service of the women. You got to do everything in your power you possibly can to just be in tow with the women. And what we have done is we have concentrated so much on doing that we've taken the focus off of ourselves. And a lot of people, especially in the younger generation, they see that. And this is where I believe a lot of the old nigga thing come from. That the resentment for the older men, because they
They
because a
failed
lot
us.
of because a lot because a lot of the younger people felt like that the older men have led them down a dark road which we cannot return. Telling them to be in step with a group of women that don't respect us. And and I've actually have tried to speak with older gentlemen, and once I start to hear them speak the way they speak, I see a lot of what these younger people are talking about. And it's just like, wow, these are very, very outdated concepts. And then I start to see, if I ever see them interact with their wives, is like, wow, this is exactly what they're talking about. The wives have their noses turned up. They got attitudes. These guys act like they're some yes ma'am ass niggas.
So you know what my theory is on that?
Yeah. What?
All of the hardcore, the tough, the gladiator niggas, the stand up men, the grandpa you heard about who slapped a bear and the bear cried, all of those men, they're dead. They're dead. The niggas who are still alive, those are the niggas who stayed in the house and was like, yes, dear, yes, dear. Hey, listen, I know I'm not gonna be able to get another woman other than Sharkeisha. I don't care if she's got three baby daddies and she cheated on me. I'm gonna make it work. Those are the old niggas that you see now, right?
Mm,
And then you had the old heroic niggas who was out there. Which would you say to me? Oh, okay. Well, I'm pack my dick up and leave, and get up and they go had a whole other family, and they didn't take no guff from nobody. Those niggas aren't here anymore, and we're stuck with the remnants of the weak and the simp niggas that we call them today simp niggas. We're stuck with them niggas. So because I've been talking to my grandfather, and he was just telling me about the shit they used to do in the day. Ain't no way in hell these are the niggas that we see talking now. Ain't no way.
mm, mm. Yeah, and my aim, like really, I see thoughts me and are supposed to think in the chat. My aim ain't to make fun of them because I do understand that does absolutely no good. But when you come to me with bad information and I apply it in my life, then my thing is to go back and tell the motherfuckers that shit didn't work. And it's like this. I had to learn the hard way that everybody is different. Same shit doesn't apply. Just because it works for Dunny doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for me. And what a lot of the older crowd tried to do was they tried to force feed you this stuff and act like it was going to work. Now, I do have respect for my elders. I do. But at the
Donnie
same
don't.
time, say what? I
Donnie
do, man.
don't.
Yeah, but it's like I know what to apply and what not to apply. I have to clearly reinforce with my elders is like, look, this worked right here, but a lot of that shit did not work. And what you're trying to tell me is outdated concepts. It's like just like with the whole voting Democrat thing. Like for some reason, the elder generation believes that just constantly giving Democrats our vote and giving it to them and giving it to them and giving it to them is ultimately going to work out for Black people.
Let,
And
let, let me ask you this: Do you have an example of something like marital relationship wise that an old fuck nigga has given you in terms of advice?
mm, it's her wedding. You're just invited.
Nigga. Oh hell. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, hmm, it's I think you've heard this before. Uh, don't argue if she wrong. Just walk away. You
Yeah, no,
know.
I don't. Don't play that shit. Nope. Hell no. She's wrong. She's fucking wrong. And ain't no just walk away. And my wife can get mad as fuck if she want to. Motherfucker told us happy wife. We were in Vegas. This motherfucker told us happy wife, happy life. I said, my wife want to be happy. She could be divorced. She gonna have to put up with some shit to fuck with me. And she laughed at the time, but I was dead ass serious. I'm not finna just be under some happy wife, happy life. Now I'm not gonna be no authoritative bitch. My chicken is cold. Go get my towel. I'm finna take a shower. I'm not that type of dude. But I'm not finna also be in here cowering because of my wife. I'll be divorced way before that.
Mm. And it doesn't come from a place of like forceful aggression. that kind of thing is for your own sanity. I mean, I mean, I don't have to sit here and be disrespected just so another person can be happy. And I mean, that's the kind of things that I clear with mine. Like, look, it ain't gonna be me doing 90, you doing 10. You gonna have, I mean, you gonna have to give me some peace of mind as well. You know, I didn't get married to get shitted on. And you know, a lot of these dudes, they relinquish that control. Have you heard the whole give your wife your paycheck and then just take the money that you need and let her pay everything, and you just take that allowance.
Uh, so I'm not. I think there's levels to the shit. I'm almost borderline at the point of giving my wife whatever we need for the funds for the house, and letting her pay all the bills because this is some shit I hate doing, right? But there's not, you just take my paycheck and give me. Oh, I made $8,000 this week. You gave me $200. I'll be happy with this. No, that's not gonna fucking happen. But
But
I'm not I'm not opposed to giving my wife and letting her pay the shit. But giving me an allowance, that sounds silly.
yeah, and I mean, I actually grew up around men that have done that. You know, they will give their wives their paycheck, and then as they get older, start to complain about what their wives do with the money.
Well, I, so here's one thing I have seen, and I've seen this on a couple of occasions. I've seen men start out with their wives, and they're from maybe my early teen, like my late teens, should I say, like 17, 18, 19, right? And I've seen them marry these women, and they be the man of their house. They are in control. What I say goes, right? It's a little bit of a bravado about it, right? They run the
Mm-hmm.
household. The wife is following after them and following their lead. And then these niggas will get caught cheating. um, I've seen one, he had a drug addiction, and the woman threatens to leave them. And rather than the woman leaving them, they go with hit them with the baby, baby, please, I'll do anything. And the entire dynamic of that relationship changed. Um, Prime example is a dude I know, I'm not going to say his name, but he worked for Frito Lay. He delivered chips and shit, right? On his stops, he would go to the warehouse, pick up the chips, and go to grocery stores. And at some point, he developed a habit of going to go fuck his side piece. And the wife caught him. And he did the baby, baby, please let me come back. After about 6 months, 7 months, he was able to get back in the house, but he was not able to drink anymore. He couldn't go and hang out with the fellas. She basically had every single one of his passwords to his information. He was a completely changed man, and she bitched him all the way to fuck up. So I always wonder is if these dudes have been basically pussy whipped and beaten because they did something wrong, and now they're paying for it, and they want you to pay for it because they're in that position. The damn self.
Mm. Shit, I do believe so. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but you know, a lot of these dudes be on the just because I fucked up, you know,
I'll
means
let you ruin my life.
just because I fucked up, that means that you know you have to adopt the lifestyle yourself without fucking up, or I'm or this bullshit that I'm trying to tell you how to be, and like on some Steve Harvey shit, like did you hear about that little podcast Steve Harvey was on, and basically he was telling the younger guys, uh, you don't say nothing, you don't mean shit. Don't say anything because if you say something that means you gotta fix it. Basically telling them that even if she wrong, fuck it, don't say anything. And like, well, the dude was like, "Look, I don't know what the fuck you talking about." And then he turned around and told dude, "Man, you won't last 10 years." It's like, what do you think that Steve meant by that? Just because he was married three other previous times,
It was three. I thought it was two.
two other previous times.
What he meant by that was, if I ever lost my money, the fairy thought mother that I married, Marjorie, she would get the fuck up and leave me, and my quote unquote daughter, Lori Harvey, she would change her name back to her daddy's name. I think that's what he meant. That nigga is he's trying to come from a position of power, but if you know, you know. That nigga is he's a defeated ass nigga, and he's trying to come out here and pretend that he's not. So he's giving information out to black men in order for us to feel much like he did. I Steve Harvey pretty much could have had any woman he wanted. He went out here and got a bitch that fucked a former drug dealer, and then proceeded to fuck that former drug dealer's what was it, the cousin or was the brother? Right? She's fucking family. There's one thing to be a homie hopper, but you fucking cousins? Nah, mm-mm, nah. So I don't have any respect for that man in any way, shape, or form. He's made his bread and butter off of being a sucker, and he wants other black men to follow in his footsteps. But I can guarantee you, uh, all the women who got that book, what was it, Think Like a Man? That shit failed, and they still out here trying to look for a man.
Hmm. Act like a lady, think like a man. Why would I want a lady that thinks like a man? You supposed to think like a lady. The fuck out of here with that bullshit. But that was just some simp talk. That was just some simp selling point that people like Derek Jackson and what's that other dude name? Ace Metaphor would eventually adopt.
Ace Metaphor. I don't know that name.
Mm.
He sounds
Damn.
like a failed rapper.
Yeah, he's. I think he's one of those TikToker guys.
Respect for them niggas.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but did you see the Derek Jackson video that he did about Kevin Samuels?
I refuse to watch anything Derek Jackson related for a couple of reasons. One, he was stealing talking points from Daphne, aka Celebrity. Y'all check out our YouTube channel. But he was stealing talking points from Daphne, the images from Daphne and everything else. And then when this nigga got caught cheating and all the dirty laundry came out, and that bitch looked like an abused girlfriend sitting next to him. It was nothing else for me to talk about. That nigga is doing anything he can to regain some sense of relevancy.
Mm. What's going on, Cartel? I see you down there. Oh, Greg, yeah, thanks for the super chat last night, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, but Derek Jackson, he tried to use Kevin Samuels' death to get back in that, that simp shit. Saying that, you should understand how the women feel and all this after you just said that they were leftover women. I was like, well, they
Did
kind
he? Yeah.
of.
Did he understand how his wife would feel when he was fucking these bitches?
Yeah, I'm sure
He was sliding in DMs. Did he understand how his wife would feel?
he. No. Yeah, I mean, I believe he knew how his wife would feel, but he didn't care. It was just that he was popular on social media. You probably had a lot of yeah, you're right. You had a lot of chicks in your DMs, showing them naked pictures, and
Hmm.
ran across a couple thick ones, and
Yeah, that bitch. I seen that video. That bitch look like she wears the biggest granny panties there is, nigga. She got them old 1700 panties on, nigga, that go all the way down to your kneecaps, nigga. I'm cool. I'm cool. Whatever that nigga got to say.
yeah, man, I'm reading some wild shit, man. Now don't be grossed out when I read this, but
Oh no.
the only reason why I'm doing this is because it's relation to my state of Alabama. They got something called an Alabama hot pocket.
Want nothing to do with this.
Oh God, I can't believe stuff like this. Who thinks of this shit, man? I can't believe stuff like this exists. Type of one in the chat if y'all want me to read this. It's pretty disgusting. But yeah, we got 70 in the building. Let's see how many likes I got. Look, If you haven't liked this broadcast, please do so. Likes are for free and they are for the algorithm. Mm. Yeah, and I got 89 likes on this, so that's a pretty good ratio. Oh, okay. That
They
man
seem to
said,
want it.
Shaka Nulu talking about I got to do that to a chick. Oh, okay. Well, let's see if you want to do this to a chick. Alabama Hot Pocket. When the girl opens her vagina so the male can shit inside her vagina and then they carry on having sex.
Huh. And I feel like there's a video out there with this going on somewhere.
Yeah, kind of give me two girls, one cup vibes.
Hmm.
Like, how, ew, that shit is gross. And I mean, like, it's enough if like if there's a stank vagina, a girl who doesn't have really good hygiene, but then you add shit to it, then it's just oh my god, no. So Shakanulu, you do not want to. I mean, I don't know what your sexual taste is, man. You know, you might be on some crazy shit, but that's a little bit too crazy. Well, I call that an Alabama hot pocket. Like they're making my whole steak look bad.
Hmm. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, but let me try to erase that out of my memory and try to get back on the topic. The reason why I use 1 foot in hell as an expression, what's going on? No guarantees. Uh, Ace Triple X 777. R.I.P. GG. I miss I miss your granny. Every live I've done, I've seen slandering Kevin Samuels, saying that he's a chubby chaser, saying that he had a man in his bed. Like, really? Uh, uh, every live I've done seen is slandering. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. Well, damn. It's like I guess what it depends on what comes in your feed, but thanks for coming by. Everybody who's watching right now, thanks for coming by. No guarantees. Thank you for watching. But I use the expression 1 foot in hell to, with me, try to find a way to explain why people are so fucking vile on social media. You know, celebrating the deaths of black men, you know, as if that's really something that, you know, that is right and it's something to do at the end of the day just because someone told you the truth, someone told you something that comes from a place of brutal honesty, you know, is yeah, man. Let me ask you a question. How many times has death been wished on you on social media just because you told some woman the truth?
Week, at least 1,000 times. I was gonna say weekly. I was like, nigga, it's way more than weekly. At least 1,000 times.
Yeah. Like you know, some girl told me that she was gonna put some kind of hoodoo on me. Like it was a couple weeks back, and I'm sitting up there like, well, you keep rubbing those rocks together and wish stop. You know, keep wishing. I don't give a fuck. I mean, shit. I mean, one thing that I learned is that the mind is a very strong thing. So you know, shit like that don't affect me anyway. But yeah, I do understand as a black man, if you are around here telling the truth to these people, they're gonna wish all kinds of crazy shit on
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's funny when motherfuckers be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the hoodoo on you, bitch. You the hoodoo on these white supremacists. How about that, right?" But you never are capable of doing that. All the witch doctors in the world can't get rid of white supremacy because you motherfuckers just magically don't have the power against these Caucasians. But when
you.
nigga old me, it's shika, right? So I've never believed in that foolishness just off of that standpoint in general. But it all boils down to the Simone Sanders effect of black men should just shut the fuck up and keep their opinions. We're not entitled to speak on anything. We're not entitled to say anything. All we are there for is to um, be the rabbit guard dog enforcers or the son husbands for these angry bitter bitches who are out here doing foolishness and shenanigans. That's the only place we have. And actually, shit. The more I think about it, the angrier I get. I'm just shut the fuck up because I'm getting angry about this shit right now.
Yeah, but the crazy, but one foot in hell is just basically me trying to rationalize why these people say what they say, why these people do what they do, like our usual internet stalkers, like why they keep going and keep going and keep going because they know their lives are done, and
What else do they got?
yeah, what else do they have besides social media? I mean, social media is some people's second chance in high school, and if they don't achieve that popularity that they seek on social media that they didn't grab while they were in middle school and high school and in some cases college, then they have to find someone to blame. They have to find a target. And a lot of those women's target this past week was Kevin Samuels. You know, they this it's I don't know. Like somehow him being dead is going to change their lives. Is like niggas just gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry. I was listening to Kevin Samuels and I ain't know what I was doing. So black woman, you God.
He's dead. Therefore, they can slander him all you want. Actually, I was telling you about a relative of mine who is a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Um, and he's a male. He's it. He's actually an in-law, but he's a male. Um, and basically, he's on the feminist tip, and I'm trying to get in his ass the most respectful way possible because he's helped me out on a couple of occasions. We've always been cool, but I'm borderline at the point of just telling him like, all right, you just want to be on some sucker shit. I'm finna treat you like these bitches on Facebook, right? But he's come at me on several occasions, and I realize he's getting talking points from places like The Root. Um, uh, I, my cousin, who he's married to, is on like it's like Sandra something, Sandra Bland or some shit like that. Not Sandra Bland, SandraRose.com or whatever, media takeout. She does all this shit. And they're all defaming Kevin Samuels. So he's coming to me and he's saying Kevin Samuels is a piece of shit because he owes child support. To which, my response is, from my understanding, that shit was paid off. And then he proceeds to say that, well, Kevin Samuels advocates the abuse of children, to which I said, I think you're talking about him whipping children. Are you talking about him whipping children? But because he's heard it from these different media outlets and they kind of try to spin it or they chop their information up, there's so many people who have this disdain for him. It's insane and it's intentional. And you have people who don't even pay attention or listen to the content who hate this man for no fucking reason whatsoever. And I think it all boils down to him just being a black man and doing anything that they can to slander him. Like I had this motherfucker tell me Kevin Samuels believes in eugenics or eugenist ideologies because he said black women do not have the facial symmetry to be attractive. Their eyes are too far apart and something else. I said, never has Kevin Samuels ever. And I hate saying that because it makes you, as a grown ass man, look ridiculous, but never has that man ever said that. Have you ever heard a broadcast where that man has said that? It's foolishness. I said, provide me with the video. Oh, well, it's out there. Okay, well, show me where the video is at. Well, you just got to look. No, no, you made the claim. Go ahead and show me. Still haven't gotten the video.
No, there's these people. These people should automatically believe me, motherfuckers, man. Like that's who's saying this shit. Like they hear it, like and it'd be primarily dudes that hear this shit from women. Like, and they just automatically believe it. They don't fucking contest it. Like remember when the group at its height that a lot of people used to say a lot of things about the group, and I would go to other Facebook groups, and there would be people in there once they found out and realized who I was. The one of the first thing they would say was, "Oh, you guys are gay over there," and more extreme things like, "Oh, you guys condone child molestation, pedophilia, rape, all that shit. And I'm like, show me where I justified any of that.
What is the term that they cognitive dissonance? You have to create a barrier in your mind in order to make this shit okay. It hurts to hear that you, as a 35-year-old woman with three kids from three different men and a bad fucking attitude, who doesn't cook, and you've got a degree, so that makes you feel special, isn't wanted by a man who makes six figures, who makes $450,000 a year and has his pick of women. Do you think he's going to pick you, or do you think he's going to pick the 20-year-old Instagram model who loves to suck dick and has no kids? Pretty clear choice, but because you have your degree, you feel like you're valued. So, in order to defeat that argument in your mind, to make you feel better about that situation, you have to believe Kevin Samuels is the bad guy. No wonder he hates me. He's gay. Why wouldn't some man want all this 35-year-old rusted out coochie goodness?
Mm, mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You have to put in your mind that it's not your fault that this is happening, or it's not your fault that you have this shortcoming. You know, like when I used to tell people that, they were like, they would be like, look, why would you feel this way about black women? Because it doesn't matter what I say to dudes. It never mattered what I said to dudes. It always mattered what I said to just the women. And it was like, well, why would you say that when you have a black mother? And I would tell them that it was my mother and my, in some cases, that told me to not go after the ready made family. Do not seek a woman who already had children. Get a woman with no kids. And then, the same people that used to say, well, Kev, your mama black, they after I tell them that, they will go to the extremes like, and pardon my French, I have, God rest my mother's soul. They would be like, man, fuck that bitch then. They would go into immediately disrespecting her.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. Because, I told them motherfuckers the truth. It's it's okay. My mother was the one giving. Like, it wasn't my dad. It was my mom giving me the advice. Now my dad would reinforce it, but it was primarily my mother because let me tell you the truth. If your mother truly wanted what was best for you, like my mother did, she didn't want me to be with a leftover woman.
Boom, boom. And and that's why I say that I feel like there is hope. I want there to be hope because we have a generation of men yet to be in a bad position, right? So if every black man listening takes this message and passes it on to the next generation, maybe you have a male son or a couple male sons, or maybe you have a nephew or a young boy that you come across that needs guidance, right? And you're in a position to say, "Hey, listen, young, do not, do not, do not entertain a woman with children. If she has children, you tell her, have a good day and move on about your life. You go find a woman that is willing to fuck with you and do whatever it takes to be in your position, right? You handle her like the boss of a company, a CEO who's fielding applications, and you find an employee who's ready to come in there perky, uh, bright eyed, bushy tail, make coffee in the morning and get shit done. Don't deal with a raggedy bitch who's over there because she has to be there. If you can explain this and pass this on to the next generation, the women are going to have to adapt. It is a fucked up position now because you have dudes out here settling for these women, thinking that these women are okay, dealing with them in general. If every dude in the next two generations, three generations says, "Oh, you have a baby," gets up and walks away from the table, change the game. Promise you to change the game.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean, like that's I mean that is a real deal solution. Those things that these people swear up and down that they don't hear when they hear broadcasts of black men speak. Yeah, but the problem that's going to be is that there are a lot of simps out there. There are a
Yeah,
lot.
it's going. It's there are some losers around, and it's going. But it's going to take a real men movement because you got to think. What was the narrative when you were coming up? If a girl got pregnant and she was a high school age, it was she disappeared for a while and came back with a new cousin. She went to go help some auntie out in the South and came back 11 to 12 months later with a new cousin. Am I lying?
No, you're not.
I'm not making this shit up. Yeah, she went to go help a random auntie out in such and such a Tuskegee, Alabama. Huh? Tuskegee, Alabama. Oh shit! That motherfucker will come back and it'd be a whole different. Okay, let me say this. Do you remember the movie The Kids? No, The Flowers in the Attic.
Yeah, yeah,
It was the
yeah.
story about how this white woman from an affluent family married basically what her family thought was a loser. She got married to the nigga. They had a whole bunch of kids. The dude died. She was fucked up, so she had to bring her kids and her own self back to her family and be like, listen, we struggling. The grandmother took all them kids in the attic and killed them motherfuckers by poisoning one by one. And played like their daughter didn't have a single solitary fucking kid. At the end of the movie, a couple of the kids escaped and ran downstairs and found out mama was at a wedding. And they was like, "You're getting married? I don't know who these kids are. No, they're not my kids." So let that sink in. Motherfuckers back in the day did not accept these bitches with kids. This is a recent thing. Stop fucking accepting it.
Mm. Yeah, stop doing it. It's for your own good, brother. And I mean, there are so many things to consider. And I mean, like, if some of which are very dangerous. If you understand where I'm about to go with this, like accepting a woman with kids, and then there is the possibility that you might be accused of something that is very egregious and not even within your character, and it could very well ruin your life. Now, if for those of you that don't know what I'm hinting toward, then it's basically there's
Google Brian Banks.
yeah.
Google Romeo Santana.
Yeah, well, Merlin Santana.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he's Romeo in the TV show. My bad.
Yeah. I got what you were saying. I got what you were
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, but let me see. Oh man, it's been 2.5 hours. Look at some of these comments. He said, "Hurry up and buy Kev. I just acquired a long overdue name for the Black Manosphere. Once I secure the IP, I'll fill you in on the details. It's time to build, brother." Okay. Well, yeah, you know where to find me. You know where to find me. R.I.P. Gigi. I miss your granny. I miss you, granny. Says KS came around at a time in life where black men were feeling this way but never voiced it. Uh, and he did, and this was the outcome. Yeah, a lot of people did not like what Kevin Samuels did because what he was doing, what he was trying to say these hoes, basically. I mean, not by doing things actionable like giving them money to take care of their kids or whatever, or trying to play a cap and save a hoe. Basically, he was trying to tell them that there are certain things about your behavior that you have to fix, or this is going to be the outcome. And they did not like that one fucking bit. Guys like me and you, Donnie, we're supposed to lie to these women. We're supposed to lie to them.
I'm glad these all have to be mad about this shit.
Yeah, and and I don't care how much you lie to them or try to tell it in a nice way. It just doesn't do any good. It doesn't. Because the second that you disagree with anything that they got to say, then you are the devil himself.
Yeah, after a while, dysfunction and it becomes normality, and that's the problem. You can't just be comfortable being fucking dysfunctional, right? That's like the nigga in jail who's comfortable being in jail. How the fuck are you supposed to be comfortable being in jail? Oh, nigga, yeah, I did 3 years, nigga, standing on my head. It was nothing, nigga. What,
Mm.
nigga? What, nigga? Huh?
Mhm.
I can't pull it over and be feeling like, nigga, that was too much of my time gone. The fuck are you talking about, nigga?
Mm. See, Michael H., what's going on? When I was in high school, all the pregnant girls were sent to a high school just for them. I graduated high school in 1993, and I graduated a couple years after you.
I graduated in 2005. Them bitches, see, it was a shame to come around. No, it was one black girl who was walking around and she was comfortable with that shit. And the bitch, I was like, bitch, and she was trying to get me to fuck her. Then bitch, you don't have no shame. But I remember it was chicks who used to disappear because it was still shameful to a certain extent. But
Yeah.
at that point in time, it was becoming more and more accepted. But now we're at the point where you'll see a 15-year-old having a baby shower.
Mm. Yeah, and everybody be proud like she did something, like she was
Yeah.
married, and she and her family was planned out, and her husband was of he was of, no pun intended, high value. Hey, let me address social media real quick. He said, honestly, I put on the Kevin Samuels from the video where he asked, dude, did he have a big dick? Now, people twist up the they I wouldn't ask a dude that because I know what black people would do with that. But it was in the context of you gotta have something to offer. You can't set high expectations and not bring anything to the table. And I mean, he was asking all kinds of questions, and a lot of people were, calling him gay for that. So it's not something that I'm not trying to drive the context home or anything like that, but that what it was from my understanding, because I watched the entire video. I didn't just watch that one part, because I do understand once you do something like that, or once you ask something like that, people are going to twist up its meaning, especially if they don't like you. And the one thing that I do understand how our people operate is that if they don't like you, they'll believe anything anyone says without proof, except all the good shit. You got to
Mhm.
prove that. You got to prove that. But since they didn't like Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels was a soft spoken guy, they took that as being effeminate. And he even said to an extent, well, since I was raised by a single mother, then there were some things that I didn't get by not having a father there. So he even admitted to those things himself. But, the man has had to come out several times and said that he wasn't gay. And it's like, even like, and it goes back to when you don't like somebody, they can tell you the honest to God truth about themselves, and people will still say that same shit. They will still say it, you know.
Why wouldn't they? They gotta hate on you.
They got to.
They gotta hate on you. This is a man who had a certain level of standard, and the rest of the world was upset about this shit. I mean, he told that chick her $100,000 didn't matter. She was average at best. I don't think there's a man in the chat that feels like that woman was attractive. That woman had some big breast. She had a mouth that uh she could eat a carrot through a fence with, right?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
But at no point would you call her attractive. I think niggas would be with her to secure the PS5, but if you had the option, like, could you imagine being a nigga who you go out and women are throwing themselves at you and you go fuck with this bitch who look like a goat man?
Man, look, I've been around plenty of dudes that dated women only as a means to an end. And what those women look like was anywhere to a biggin to women that look like her.
Yeah, and all of them niggas need a place to stay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It, I mean, we've all been there. We've all been drunk at the end of the club, and been like,
I mean, hey, hurry up and buy. I used to hang around some questionable characters. Like, I really did. These guys were desperate users. Like, seriously. And I actually used to feel pity for some of these women. Like, I mean, the guys would have them wrapped all around their finger.
I
And
ain't no fucking pity. These are the same bitches that'll put on a wig and act funny with you. Bitch, you look like a Sasquatch. You done shaved, you done shaved down half your shit, and now you want to have an attitude, bitch? Go have a seat. I don't do these Applebee's day, bitch. You better eat this 2 for $20.
Oh shit. Hey man, guess what, dude?
Wrap it up.
No. Yeah. I'm about to do that, but this first.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze. Damn.
It's
we
probably
had.
my fault.
I mean, it's whatever, man. We have a dislike. Whenever someone thumbs down the video, I play that video right there. It is all good. It's all good. So I mean, it is what it is. Like I said before, I'm not gonna win everyone. It is just that simple. Because when you're being brutally honest, there's gonna be somebody out there that doesn't like it. So what's up, Donnie? What's the final statement?
Yeah, a lot of you niggas out here be capping when you talk about these women and the objectification and Kevin Samuels talking about these black women's weight. You niggas have never been to the strip club when it was BBW night. You know why? Because there is no fucking BBW night. The polls can't take it, nor can the crowd, right? So at the end of the day, y'all will go out of your way to try to disparage Kevin Samuels for saying what was really just the truth. Uh, I never felt like he was a rich dude from Jump Street. I felt like he got rich from social media. He made money from social media. However, what I want to say is, regardless of whether his financial status was in the millions, thousands, hundred thousands, or the pennies, right? His message was true. And that's what should be taken from what he was saying. There's a lot of women out here who are overestimating themselves and trying to put themselves in a category to be, for lack of a better word, Sierra trying to look for a Russell Wilson. The vast majority of you are not going to be in that position. Therefore, you need to shut the fuck up and humble thyself. But, as far as I can see, black men, teach the younger generation, stop fucking with these single mothers. Yeah, I know it's fun to go get your dick sucked by a chick who got a couple of juice boxes that you can sip on while she do it. Teach the next generation just to stay away. That's my final statement. I ain't shit and you ain't shit for watching. Y'all have a lovely evening.
All right, and Donnie is my habitual line stepper brother. He's also he's like one of the first admin. In fact, he probably, I believe, was the first admin I appointed in the Facebook group over 5 years ago. So, me and him been down in the trenches talking about this kind of shit all the time. And it's important to us because, especially now that we have children, that, at least we can get those kids, if there's not any hope for what's going on right now, to get those children, our children, to be the best versions of themselves. Now, as far as the people who all hope is lost and all is gone, and they've made decisions they can't bounce back from, like being a multiple time baby daddy that can't keep up on his child support, being someone who was the ugly kid in high school and never could get female approval till he found the internet and started simping. Uh, you know, the multiple time baby mama that wants a man that's gonna help her out with those kids she had by Pookie, Junebug, and Skillet. When they find out, that ultimately what they did not or will not ever work, uh, shoot, they go to shit, and their mentalities go to shit as well. And that kind of thing eventually leads them to celebrating the death of black men, just because not only that's the kind of black men that they can't possibly hope to get, you know. That's a black man that told them the truth. That's a black man that was brutally honest with them on their situation. No, bitch, it ain't no hope for you. I mean, shit, you might as well give it up and just do whatever best for your child. And maybe, just maybe one day, you'll find a sucker that is willing to put up with that shit. But as far as your expectation is concerned, if you are an average chick, you should be seeking an average guy. Or you should seek someone who presents the same energy that you have. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work out. And many, many, many knew, once that they realized that was the truth, that they were taking what these guys were saying and applying it themselves, and then they realized that these guys were telling the truth, they had a horrible reaction. It's almost as if they already knew they had one foot in hell. So when you see social media reactions, don't be surprised, because these people are fucking miserable and they fucking know it. And one thing you can do as a sane individual is not fall into that trap, and understand that you are 10, 20, maybe 100 times better than that shit right there. And I take solace in the fact, knowing that I had parents that raised me in such an effective way, that I know that I don't have to carry that mentality with me. So that's all. I mean, you look. My condolences to Kevin Samuel's mother. I mean, it was Mother's Day for her, but what did she have to? What could have been possibly going through her mind? I could not imagine it. And the fact that we live in such a disrespectful, horrible world is the very reason why there's many of us that believe that there is no hope and no comeback for this community. And that is a very sad fucking thing. So, as usual, I will encourage you guys to be the best versions of yourselves. Be better than that stank ass shit you're seeing all over social media. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. So, uh, with that being said, long live the habitual line steppers. I am going to win. We are going to win. Have a good week, and see you guys next time. Peace.